Fantastic. Right, let's get started. So make your way over to the mat or the floor or whatever you're lying on. We're going to start in lying today. Ooh, we're not going to sleep though. So just bring yourself down, straighten the legs out. Maybe if you've got a mat, take one leg to one edge of the mat and the other leg to the other side. Just make sure that the legs are sort of hip width apart and just let the legs just fall out naturally. Make sure the shoulder blades are comfortable onto the mat. And just ground the head down into the mat as well. So just to start with, just get comfortable, maybe give yourself a bit of a wiggle. So we're going to start with some breathing. So like we did on the other sessions, what I'm going to get you to do, place your hand onto your belly or near your belly button or somewhere, and then your other hand, I want you to place it onto the top of your ribs here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. We're going to push the belly button out, and as we breathe out through the nose, bring the belly button back in. So again, take a deep breath in through the nose, fill up the belly, push the belly button out, and then exhale through the nose slowly, feeling that belly button fall, and try and pull that belly button in to get all that air out of the lungs. A few more of them in your own time. Inhaling through the nose, pushing the belly out. Exhaling through the nose, pulling that belly button into the spine. So make that pulling quite active, so you're really pulling yourself in. On your next breath in, I want you to think about trying to breathe into the belly now, but also try and lift them ribs at the top. So a two-part breath. So breathing into the stomach and then expand the ribs at the top. So there should be some lift with this top hand, and then exhale through the nose, feel the belly fall and the ribs fall. And just do another 3 or 4 of these in your own time for me, making sure you're breathing into the belly, pushing the belly button out, breathing into the ribs at the top, feeling that top hand lift, and exhaling through the nose and feeling everything fall. So we're just warming up through the breath, getting the core a little bit switched on and expanding the lungs. Okay. One more breath in, push the belly out, push the ribs up, and exhale through the nose, pull the belly in and release all the air. Fantastic. Taking the hands down by the side, just wiggling through the fingers, the toes, maybe circling the hands and the ankles like this, the opposite way. So we're going to get warmed up nice and slowly to start with. So placing the hands down by your hips, bring your feet up, placing your feet flat on the mat here. If this feels okay, you're then going to bring your right knee into the chest, your left knee into the chest, and just place your hands onto your knees, maybe rock from side to side. So give that low back a nice massage from side to side. Don't forget you're breathing here, in through the nose and out through the nose. So just rock from side to side here. Okay. Once you feel a bit more warmed up, maybe start to circle the knees. Clockwise, then anti-clockwise. Really warm through that spine and feel that movement. So we're just starting to prepare the body. Okay. Come to some stillness now. Take the hands, wrap the hands around the knees if you can. You can either stay here with shoulder blades relaxed onto the mat, or if you can, take an inhale, bring your forehead to your knees and do a nice forward bend. Hold in this position, exhale, release back down to the mat. Okay, taking the right knee, stretch that left leg all the way out. Really important, keep that left leg, the toes pointing to your face, so this leg is nice and active. So make sure that leg's lovely and active there, so we're not just relaxing it. Okay. Take the right knee and pull the right knee in towards the chest. So we're stretching through this right hip. Now you might find some stillness here is lovely, or you might want to start circling this bad boy out. Okay, go with what you want, whether you want some stillness or whether you want some movement. So just circle. So it might be that you just rest one hand down and just circle through that knee here. Hug that knee back in. You're then going to make sure, placing your left hand on your right knee, you're going to do a little bit of a twist. Now be careful of your knee with this. You're going to bring this right knee over towards your left hand side, keeping that foot active there. As far as you can, take your right hand and take that out to the side here. If you're able to, turn your head to the right and look at your right hand. Really important here, this side stretch. Take some nice deep breaths. You should feel the breath going into the side of your ribs and down the side of your body. So an inhale and an exhale. Really important. Make sure this right shoulder is onto the floor here. Keep looking at that right side and just notice any tightness into the low back here, into the hip. Once you're ready, roll back to the center, hug the other leg in, and then take the right leg out straight for me, hug this left leg in, keep that right leg active if you can, making sure the toes are pointed up, and just again, either have some stillness here, pulling this left leg in, or circle it around. You might want stillness, you might want some movement, depending on your energy levels. Okay, once that hip's feeling quite warm and you're feeling okay, we're going to go for that twist again. So placing your right hand on your left knee, make sure I don't get my rights and lefts mixed up this week. You're then going to take this left leg with your right hand over to the right hand side. So you go for that nice spinal twist, okay? We're not looking for how far you can go, it's just so you can feel it in the spine. If you've got room, straighten that left hand, maybe look towards the left hand. If you haven't, maybe bend at the elbow and cactus the arms out. Make sure that shoulder blade's grounding. So make sure you're not sort of like here and this arm's lifting. Bring yourself back. So we're not wanting to bring the arm away. And just feel with your breath the stretching through the side here. Take a few more breaths, maybe close off the eyes. When you're ready, come back to center again. Hug them knees in for me and just rock from side to side again. Okay, so we've warmed everything up a little bit now. So we're going to start to bring some energy to the practice. So we're going to start with some core work. So what I'm going to get you to do is bring your feet nice and flat on the floor. Make sure your shoulder blades are on the floor, your hands are down by your hips. The first activity we're going to do is just to switch on the core. So what I'm going to get you to do, I want you to pull your belly button in. So we're doing that pelvic tilt we spoke about last week and the week before. So imagine someone's got a piece of string under your belly button and they're pulling. So what you're doing, you're basically flattening that back into the mat. So there should be no gap underneath. So you're going to pull in. I'm then going to get you to lift and just start doing some toe taps for me. So just the toes are tapping. Make sure you bring this leg to 90 degrees and then back down. Keeping the core locked in at all times. So keep that belly button drawn into the spine. If you just let the belly button go here, it's really easy. So it's about engaging that belly button. So we're just starting to switch the core on a little bit. Okay, keep pointing through them toes and just lift up to that 90 degrees. If that feels quite easy, you can then progress on to the next one. If this feels manageable, you might want to stay here doing sets of maybe sort of reps of 10 for 3 sets. Okay, if that's feeling all right, we're then going to go for a tabletop position. We're stepping things up now. So tabletop position, you're going to have your legs at 90 degrees. Make sure your hips are in line with your knees and you've got a nice straight leg. If we're balancing them plates, like we mentioned the other week, they'd be on here, there'd be no chocolate falling off it, it'd be all on there. Okay. Really important, we're going to pull the belly button in, so there should be no arch in your back, it should be nice and flat, hands down by your hips. Pull the belly button in, toe tap down, but keep The leg and everything else as still as you can do. So all the movement is coming from your hips. It's not coming from anywhere else. So the spine should be nice and strong. There should be no movement in the upper half. Bringing it back up to that 90 degrees and then back down. Keep that belly button pulled in at all times. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, you're going to hate me now, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Back to that tabletop, release down. Just give the feet a little bit of a wiggle out if you're getting any cramp at all. So we're going to go for that one again. We're going to go for 10 reps. If you struggle with that, just go for the toe taps, alternate here. If not, then go for that tabletop position, pulling the spine, so you're really pulling in here. 90 degrees, hands flat and down. 1, keep that belly in. 2, 3, 4, slow and controlled. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And relax back down. The next level for this exercise, we're going to repeat that, but we're going to come into a head lift crunch position. So we're going to go, if we can, for an extra sort of 10, 20 reps of these. We'll see how we feel. Okay, so engage the core, belly button in. Back to that 90 degrees. You're then going to lift the head and shoulders away and bring the arms either side. So we're sort of in that sort of crunch position there. Place the hands down by the side here. Pull the belly button in. I then want you to crunch yourself up slightly so you can feel that core working. So it might be shaking a little bit. Once you're in this position, make sure you're not stretching too much with the neck. Try and look up towards the ceiling if you can, so all the work's from here. Sorry, I'm making you do this for ages. Right, we're going to go. 1, keep that core in. 2, 3, keep that head looked up. 4, 5, 6, keep going. 7, maybe come higher. 8, 9, 10, we're going to keep going. 11, drop down if you need to. 12, 13, maybe come higher with the head. 14, 15, 16, 17, nearly there guys. 18, 19, 20, and then release down. Stretch the legs out, maybe point through the toes. Big stretch through the body here. Point the toes, point the hands, point the fingers, and just stretch through them abs there. Whew. So we should be feeling some heat into the body now, hopefully. Right, building up some more core work. So we're doing little and often with this. I want you to place your hands underneath your thighs. And this is the fun part. I want you to do 3 or 4 rock and rolls. So when I say rock and roll, you're going to come down and up. Try and hover there. Now to do this, keep the core engaged. And then your last one, come up, place the feet flat onto the floor here. So we're going to go for a boat pose now, which is a yoga core activity. So what the boat pose looks like, so I'm going to show you first, is basically same as what I've done before, except we're lifted here. So we're into this position. So there are a few ways we can get into this. To start with, place your feet flat onto the mat, knees are bent. Make sure your sit bones are onto the mat. So remove any flesh and make sure your sit bones are grounded here. Really important with this that you don't slump, because that means you're not going to be working the core. So bring the chest forward for me and just start to go back until you can feel that core starting to activate. Once that's activating and you can feel you're shaking and you're working, you're then going to go for them taps again with your toes for me. If this feels easy, come down a little bit more, but make sure you're lifted. So you're lifted through that chest. So we're not closed down here, we're lifted. And just go for them toe taps. If that feels quite easy, try now to lift the feet up and hold here. So make sure again, you're not rounded in this position, you're lifted. So it's like you're beaming light through your heart into this position. Tuck the core in, pull the belly button into the spine. This can really burn, so we're just going to hold it here. If you want to add a little bit to this, you may want to have a go at just tapping the feet in this position. God, you're going to hate me for all these toe taps today. Your core will thank me. Okay, keep going. Toe tapping, or just stay in this position, or if you're here, just this movement here with the toe taps. Wherever you are, keep it engaged for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big hug in. Try and wrap your arms around your elbows, bring your heads onto your knees, and really stretch, and just take a moment here to stretch forward. Give yourself a good hug for all the core you've done. Maybe rock from side to side, massaging out. And when you're ready, you're going to bring yourself onto that on all fours position. So if you can, cross the legs and come up into that on all fours position that we spoke about last week. So really important, on all fours position can be a little bit of discomfort on your wrists if you've never done it before. So just to warm up, make sure your shoulders over your elbows, over your hands, and make sure the hips are over your knees. And just rock forwards and backwards. Get some movement into them wrists. Brill. Okay. So once the wrists feel warm up, we're going to take them cat-cows. So we're going to mobilise through the spine. So you're going to breathe in, look up, you're going to dip the belly down, sticking the bum out. As you exhale, you're going to round and pull that belly button in to your angry cat position. On your next inhale, we're going to look up, make sure the shoulders are drawn back and the shoulder blades are together. And as you exhale, round through the back. So it's like someone's punched you again in between here. So you're nice and active. So push through the hands and really arch and round. And then one more time. Inhale, up. And exhale, round, pull up through that belly button. Squeeze that belly button towards your spine. Press through the tops of your feet and your hands. And release back down. Lovely. So we're going to come up and just activate the core before we come into our downward dog. So we're going to tuck the toes underneath, like we did last time. You're going to just lift up through the belly and start to lift the hands and hover in this position for me. So I'm just hovering here. Once you're ready, you're then going to push the hips up really high into your downward dog. Now it might be that for your downward dog, you need your hips slightly bent, knees slightly bent and your hips slightly bent. That is fine if you've got tight hamstrings. If not, try and straighten. And we're coming into this sort of upside down V position here, okay? Really important that if you lock the elbows out, try and just have a soft bend in them. Point your pubic bone down for me and look towards the knees, the thighs. Try and make the ribs not flare, so make sure the ribs are tucked in, make sure the core's tucked in, make sure your pelvic floor's tucked in. That's my favourite thing in the world. Squeeze your pelvic floor up, ladies. Okay, so from here, what I'm going to get you to do is you're going to step the right leg forward for me. So you're going to come forward with that right leg and place it in front, left knee onto the floor. If you struggle with knee pain with these, it might be that you need to be in this position here onto a pillow. In this position, you can either stay with your hands on the floor, your fingertips. You might want to then come up like we did last week to the knee. If you can, we're going to go for that low lunge and we're going to look up. So point the hands to the ceiling. Make sure that you're tucked in. So try not to arch too much. Try and tuck that belly in. So we're working the core and the glutes here. Okay. Keep looking up. Strong through the glutes. Make sure the knee is over the toes. I'm going to get you to inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands to a prayer position in front here at heart center. I'm then going to get you to take your left elbow, you're going to grow and then place your left elbow on to your right side for me. Okay, so I'm going to turn around so you can see me. So we're going for a nice twist here. So left elbow onto the right knee here. I then want you to use this left elbow to try and push and twist and try and look at that right elbow here in this position. So we're a nice side twist. If you want to progress, you can go a little bit lower and press here. We're going to hold that for a second. Nice twist, breathing. Make sure the head's nice and not sort of in a different position, nice and aligned. Fantastic. You're going to come back to the centre with control. You're then going to place the hands either side of the foot. Now, option one is to come in to your on all four position. Option two is to step back into a plank. Now, go which works for you. If you go into on all fours, you're going to push back into this on all four position. If you go into a plank, you're going to tuck the toes, lift up the leg, and go into your plank here. Now, with this plank position, you're going to push the heels back. You're going to really round with the top here. So previously, planks used to be sort of down here, but for a yoga plank, we're really pulling up and in. So you're really separating the shoulder blades and hold in this position. Once you're there, you're then going to come back into your downward dog from your plank or your on all fours. And just take a moment here in your downward dog to maybe walk the dog out. So taking the heels off alternatively. Maybe coming on to the tiptoes, having a stretch, or just having some stillness here, maybe with the legs slightly bent. Notice how it feels to have your head below your heart. Okay, so I'm going to come to the other side so you can see me. When you're ready, I'm going to do exactly the same on this side. So you're going to take the left leg, you're going to step it through. You might need to just help it if you struggle into that low lunge. Use a pillow underneath if you're struggling. You're then going to stay low if you feel that's okay. If not, come onto your knees here. If you can go higher, option three, lift up and reach. Make sure you're tucked in. Make sure you're breathing, inhaling, exhaling, just for a few breaths here. Make sure you're pulling the core. Make sure them glutes are active. Make sure that knee is in line with your toes and you're nice and upright. Okay, when you're ready, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands together to the heart center. We're doing it again. It's that lovely twist. You're going to twist to the left. Bring your right elbow to your left knee. Oh, had a moment then. And then what I'm going to get you to do, you're going to push the hands together. Here might be fine. If you can, start to turn and look towards that left elbow. Core is nice and strong. Core and glutes are working to give you that stability. Push through that back leg to stabilize. And just take a few breaths here. If you wobble, you fall out. Don't worry, that's part of the fun. We're all human. I did a session this morning, I was all over the place. Okay, when you're ready, bring the hands back to heart center. Place the hands either side of the front foot. You're either going to go back to your on all four position and hang out here, or if you're feeling it, you're going to go to your plank. For your plank, you're going to tuck the toes, lift the right knee. You're then going to step this left leg back into that plank position. We're going to push the heels away. You're going to bring your weight over the hands here and pull up. So imagine someone's pulling your core. So you're really sort of rounding in this position. Try and press through the hands here and push away with them legs. Hold it in this position. Keep holding. Pull that core in. So we're not down here, guys. We're up here, like someone's punching up into your belly button again. Okay, when you're ready from your on all fours or your plank, you're then going to roll back into that downward dog. Whew, okay, so we're just going to have a minute to come and have a bit of a rest. So bring the knees down. We're going to go into child's pose. So you can either keep the knees together, you can sit back on the bum, and you can rest here, or placing your head onto your hands in this position. If you're able to do a wide child's pose, take the legs nice and wide, make sure the bum is sitting on the feet. Sit up tall, keeping the bum in contact with the feet, and just start to walk forward into that child's pose position, okay? And rest the forehead on the mat. And just take a few deep breaths in and out through your nose. Notice your energy levels now. Feel the blood flow, your heartbeat. Try and bring that back down now. Try and relax here. Notice any sensations, any warmth in the body, Any tingling? Are you feeling energized or tired? If you're feeling tired, it might be that you don't go for the extra progressions in the next part. Go with what your body's telling you. If you're feeling pumped and ready to go, then you might want to take the extras. Listen to your body. It's your body, no one else's. So go with what feels right. If you're not feeling it, don't worry. There's no pressure. Okay, when you're ready. I mean, you can hang out here for a bit if you want, but we'll do a little bit more. So we're going to come back into that on all four position. We're going to tuck the toes. We're going to hover and lift. Keep that core active. You're going to lift back into your downward dog. So this might be with the knees bent. Try and push the heels away. Maybe bring your chest towards your thighs. Make sure there's pressure through the hands as well. And stay in this position just here. Okay. We're going to start, if you can, by lifting the right leg and taking that right leg away for me. You might want to be a little bit higher. You might want to be a little bit lower. With that right leg, you're then going to bring that right leg through and step into your high lunge. So make sure you've got the weight through that front foot. When you're ready, you might want to come to here first. This might be your high lunge, absolutely fine. If not, you're going to bring them arms all the way to the top here. Make sure the pelvis is tucked. So when you tuck the pelvis, this knee will bend a little bit. That's absolutely fine. So we're going to go through lunges here. So bring this left knee down to touch and then back up. That's 1. Down to touch. That's 2. Down to touch. That's 3. Down to touch. That's 4. If you don't want to do this, just hover in this position. And 5. Keep that core in. 6. 7. 8. Keep going. 9. Last one. 10. And up. That front leg will be burning now. Bring the hands to heart center. Hold out here a second. Hold it here. Hold it here. Hold it there. Okay. Take the hands, frame the foot. If you're feeling up to it, you can go back to your plank. If not, you can go to your on all four position. If you're in the on all four position, just bring your weight a little bit further forward for me so you've got a bit of pressure onto the hands here. If you're in your plank, make sure you're nice and active in this position. So we're going to go for a bit of a side plank if anyone's feeling up to it. Okay, so in your on all four position, you're going to bring your right hand to the centre and you're going to roll that left arm up to the top for me. If you're in your plank position, bring that right hand to the centre of the mat. Pivot on to your right leg for me, and you're going to be in this position. So this is your side plank, okay? We're doing what they're doing. We're twisting and we're taking the arm up and we're looking up here. Whew, you can feel it. When you're ready, pivot back to centre and come back up into your downward dog. Hover out here for a second. Whew. Get that breath. Maybe walk the dog. Take the dog for a walk and onto the toes. Push the heels down. When you're ready, we're going to lift that left leg as high as you want. So here is absolutely fine. You might want to go higher if you can. When you're ready, step that left leg through into your high lunge. So you might need to bring it forward. Make sure you've got that pressure in that left foot. Come to here first maybe, and then up to the top here. Try and tuck underneath. Once you've got your balance, make sure everything's nice and aligned. I'm going to go for them 10 lunges. I'm so sorry, you all hate me right now. Okay, we're going down for 1. Touch if you want to, or just do pulses. 2, 3, nice and tall. 4, it's like someone's pulling you up through your hands. 5, 6, that front leg's burning. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring it up. Bring hands to heart center. We're just hovering out here. Make sure that back heel's pushing backwards. Make sure you're tucked in and just hold here. Inhale and exhale to come down to your plank or your on all fours position.
If you're in your on all fours position, you're going to put the left arm to the centre and turn to look to your right hand in this position and hold for me. If you're in your plank, you're going to bring the left hand to the middle. You're then going to pivot. I'm so obsessed with saying that. Damn friends boxers. Pivot onto your left side of your left foot. You're then going to bring that right arm up. Make sure you pull up here, pull the spine in, and then look towards that right hand here. 2 more breaths. Woo. Done a lot of these today. And then bring them hands back to the centre. Push back into your downward dog. Hang out here a second. And when you're ready, slowly walk yourself to your hands. So walk them feet to your hands and just do a nice gentle forward fold. So you might be slightly bent at the knee if you've got tight hamstrings, and just hang out here for me. If your hands don't touch, that's absolutely fine. Just place them onto the arms. Relax the head and just be nice and soft here in this position. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. We're nearly done. We're doing brill. Okay. Take a deep breath in. Bring your hands to your shins for a halfway lift. Flat back, crown of the head pointing forwards. Exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, come up and swoop the hands all the way to the top. And then just have a nice standing position. Woo! How's everyone feeling? We're doing good? Right. Last little play before we finish today. We're going to work through a bit of a standing balance. So make sure you've got something near you if you're struggling. If you fall and wobble, it doesn't matter. It's all about the fun and games of it, okay? So what I'm going to get you to do, ground through that right foot. So place all your weight onto that right foot. Make sure the toes are touching the heels down. Make sure you pull in at the pelvis. So pull that pelvis in. So pelvic floor up, belly button towards spine. Nice flat back. You're then going to start to lift the left leg as you put the weight through the right. Lift that left leg, that 90-degree tabletop position. It's all about that today. Place your right hand onto your left knee. Now this might be enough for your balance. If it is, look forward and focus on something. If you want to progress and you feel this is easy, take the left hand forward, take the left hand all the way to the back and see if you can look at that left hand and hold and take deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Look at that back hand if you can. When you're ready, bring the left hand forward, maybe follow it. Bring the hands to the hips, and in this position, try and straighten that left leg and hold. Just for 2, 1, and release. Whew, give yourself a shake out. Well done, everyone. So we're going to go for the same again, but on the opposite side. So ground through the left foot here. Transfer the weight to the left. Make sure you're pulled in at the pelvis, nice and grounded. Start to take that right foot up. Bring it in to that 90 degrees position here, just showing you a different angle. Okay. You're then going to place your left hand onto the right knee, and you're going to start to take that right hand backwards if this feels okay. It might be that you just want to hang out here, which is absolutely fine. If not, you're then going to start to take the hand away, follow that hand and look towards that hand. Keep the core tucked in, pull the belly button in, nice and strong through the back. And then when you're ready, return back to center, hands onto the hips. Ooh, breathe out and in, and then extend that foot. Point them toes towards your face. This is a burner for your quads, your hips. Really, really burns. And then release down. Whew. Give yourself a shake out. Fantastic. So, all that hard work, it's time for relaxation. So, come to the top of your mat, hands onto the thighs, and start to round down. So, top vertebra, middle, low vertebra, pelvis. Use your hands to support you, sliding down. When you're ready, take the hands to the floor, bend the knees, and come back onto your bum. We're going to go into a nice relaxing position now. So in your own time, what I'm going to get you to do is slowly lower yourself down. So imagine you're pulling 2 pieces of rope really slowly and you're coming down. So bring yourself down, use that core, tuck that belly in, keep the feet in contact with the mat at all times. Hover here, hold it here. Oh, it's going to be shaking. And then when you're ready, bring the shoulder blades down. Come onto the mat. Stretch the legs out to the left. Maybe wiggle them side to side. Take your right leg out. Give it a wiggle side to side. Let the legs flop out naturally where they want to be. Take the arms down by your side. With your palms facing up, let the palms naturally curl. If you need a blanket, that's fantastic. I don't know about you, but I'm really hot. So if you do need a blanket or a pillow for support on your neck, please get one now. And when you're ready, I just want you to just focus on your breath. You're going to take a big, deep breath in through your nose. Expand the belly and sigh it out through your mouth. Brill. And another one. Deep breath in through the nose. Push the belly out. Expand the ribs. And exhale, sigh out your mouth. Brill. One more of these in your own time. And then we're going to start the little body scan relaxation. So stay in this position for me. Maybe close off the eyes and just relax in this position. Start to relax through the body. During this relaxation, your mind might start to wander. This is natural. Accept this. Come back to your breath. And at any time, if you feel your mind wandering, when you hear the sound of the gong, let this remind you of your breath and start to breathe in through the nose slowly and out through the mouth. Relax the toes, the soles of your feet, your ankles heavy, falling out to the side. Your calves heavy, touching the mat, the floor. Your knees softening. Your thighs heavy and relaxed. Your hips open. Your pelvis relaxing into the mat. Your low back supported. Your belly button relaxing. Your chest is heavy. Your shoulders relaxed. Fingers naturally curl up. Your wrist is relaxed. Your arm, your elbow, your neck, your jaw. Separate the teeth slightly. Let the tongue drop down from the roof of the mouth. The eyes heavy. Eyelids soft. Your forehead relaxed.
no creases, your scalp, your whole head relaxing. You are now fully relaxed from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head. Take a moment in this stillness to relax. You now have the option to turn off and continue to relax for the next 5 to 10 minutes. If not, take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Wiggle the fingers, the toes, circling the wrists, the ankles. And when you're ready, rolling onto your favorite side. In your own time, bring yourself up to a seated position slowly. Open your eyes and thank yourself for your practice today, for coming to do a workout and giving your body that chance for the relaxation at the end. Well done, everyone.